get this party started. So, hi, welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ange. I have been a part of the Juice Plus company for a little over 4 years now. And today we're going to share with you some really cool stories and a little bit about mums who are securing their own life through what we do here. I don't know about you guys, but when I think about the things that are most important to me, my family is definitely one of them. I have two daughters. I have an 8-year-old named Bo, and I also have a 4-year-old named Harper, and they are my everything. They are absolutely my everything, even on the days when I'm a little bit like, guys, come on, stop fighting. So one thing that I wanted to share with you guys was a little bit about what got me into this space. Now, 4 years ago, before I was doing this, I seemed to have it all pretty sorted. I thought that life was pretty good on the outside, but on the inside, I really felt like I was struggling. I know that for a lot of people, it's really easy to get caught up in the mum hustle. It's really easy to get caught up in giving to your kids and not really taking care of you. Now, I decided to start an online business, a different online business to this, because I wanted to have my own money. I was married at the time, and while my partner was supportive, and if I ever wanted, to go shopping or to do anything like that, he was amazing with just, supporting and letting me do that. But as a mum, I really got sick of having to ask for money. I really got sick of feeling the guilt that I would feel when I wanted to get my hair done. And for the blondes out there, you know that getting your hair done as a blonde is not always the cheapest thing to do, especially if you want to get it done well. And, again, while he would be like, yeah, sure, of course, I could always see that look on his face, like, does it really cost that much money to get your hair done? Like, do you really need to do this every 4 months? And I really didn't like it. So I had my own little business. I had a health coaching business. I went and I spent all of my maternity pay to study to become a health coach. I thought that was my answer. I was like, this is it. I'm going to, become free. I'm going to have my own spending money. But what I didn't realize is that in order to have that business, I had to sacrifice the time with my kids, which pulled on my other values. So one of my values was freedom. I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be financially free, but I also wanted to be with my kids. And so I thought I had the answer. I thought I was so clever. And then I found myself pregnant with our second daughter. And I really, I had this vision of what it would be like. I would be feeding her, and I would also be, doing calls and working off my phone. But as a coach, when someone paid money to spend time with me, they didn't want my screaming 3-week-old on my lap, or they didn't want to be flashed my boob while I was trying to feed. And so I found myself in this really awkward situation where every time I had to work, I was palming my daughter off to my husband. And he wasn't working at the time. He had to leave his job, which had always been our financial stability. He had to leave due to stress and health issues. And so everything then that was coming in was on me. I was paying for everything, and the stress of that took me over. And I remember one day I used to do calls from their bedroom because I didn't have an office. I remember one day, and I'm so sorry, I never get emotional sharing this, but I think there's so many people on here, but I was feeding her and I had to get on a work call. And I remember I was running late for it, and I kept messaging the girl saying, just 5 more minutes. And then I knew if I was late for her, I would be late for the next person. And I took Harper off my boob and I gave her to my ex. And during the whole call, I could just hear her screaming. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to sacrifice my value of being with her to make money, but I didn't have a choice. And I don't know if anyone else has ever been there before. I don't know if anyone else has ever been in a situation where you have to choose work over your child, or choose your time with them, choose something else over your time with them. But in that moment, I remember just thinking to myself that this is not how I wanted to do motherhood. This is not how I wanted to do life. And I felt really stuck. And I remember hearing about a couple of people. I knew some beautiful people who were in our community. I knew of them. I had spoken to a couple of them, and I had seen a lot of them making success. And I didn't believe that it was possible. But, I was seeing people who seemed to have it all. And so I just started to ask some questions, because what I was tired of was not just seeing this in me, but also seeing other women sacrifice their values to create an income, taking their kids to kindy, going to a job and then coming home and giving their kids just what was left of them instead of the best of them, which is what I was doing. My kids were getting what was left of me. I saw people in my circle getting divorced. I never thought I'd end up being divorced, but here I am, not with that person anymore. And I saw a lot of women I knew suffering in marriages they weren't happy in because they financially couldn't leave. They couldn't leave because both their partner and them couldn't live off half of his wage. They didn't want to sacrifice their time. And it didn't make sense to me. And when I looked into this and started speaking to some people, I saw residual income. Now, residual income is doing something once and continuing to get paid for it. And I saw collaboration instead of competition. Now, I was already taking our beautiful products, and I'm going to pass it over to my friend Tash, who's going to share a little bit more about them as well. I was already taking them and I was already loving them and sharing them with people. So jumping into this made a whole lot of sense. And Tash, if you just take yourself off mute so that I can pass to you, Tash is going to share a little bit more about our beautiful products and what they've done for her. And I am just going to spotlight you. There you go, Tash.
And thank you. Hey guys, so my name is Tash, and oh my God, I was a new mama. I had a 6-month-old. I was incredibly sleep deprived. I was so sleep deprived, and I don't know if you've got a baby or a toddler, but it's freaking hard when you're not sleeping. You're trying to run a household, you're trying to cook, clean, let alone get the post-baby body back. You're trying to do everything, and it freaking feels like you're just weighed down by life. So I was 6 months postpartum, and I saw a friend post something on social media about the products. So I decided to give them a go, and I can hand on heart say that they changed my life. I went from being like literally struggling. I would sit on the floor and play with my little boy, Mac, at the time, and just feel like I just wanted to lay back down and go to sleep, to feeling like that, to just feeling like I had so much energy, my skin improved. I literally have people stopping me now and telling me my skin's amazing. Not saying that, like, not trying to be, but like my skin improved, my energy improved. I went from eating carbs and donuts and cakes to starting to eat real food and nourishing my body and feeling amazing. And so that was like nightmare experience. I didn't want to have another baby after my postpartum period because I felt so overwhelmed and awful, about how I was feeling postpartum, to starting the products, doing our incredible program that, was mindfulness resources, was incredible recipes that my family loved, was exercise, meditation, yoga, all those things, to starting to feel amazing. So I now stand here today. I have 3 babies that I birthed in 4 years, which is just mental. But I had a really beautiful pregnancy with both my second Rhodes and my third Harlow, who's now 9 months old. And I can hand on heart swear to you, I've not had a full night's sleep in over a year. She's still waking in the night, but I feel great. I exercise. I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I have 3 kids. My husband travels every second week. He's away a lot of the time, so I'm on my own. We don't have family around us to support us. So I feel like I'm nailing life, just, And I genuinely believe it's because of these incredible products and program. They've really helped me to embrace a healthy lifestyle. It's really improved the health of my family. It's given me endless energy. So 6 months after starting my journey on the products, I actually decided to become an ambassador for the products and program because I've just had such an incredible experience with them, and I get to share that with other people, which is amazing. So I've got a really quick story, but I've got 2 more seconds. I just want to share with you. After I had Harlow, I kind of had a moment where I was thinking, do these products really work? Or have I just gotten to the point where I'm eating really well now, just feeling good? So I stopped taking them. And I stopped taking them for about a month. I was seeing a naturopath postpartum just to get my hormones and things back on track. And I saw her one month and she said, you're doing amazing, blah, blah, blah. See you in another 4 weeks. I went back and saw her 4 weeks later, and she said she does live blood analysis. She said, what have you done? What have you changed? And I was like, nothing. She's like, your immune system is really down. Like, you're really depleted at the moment. And that's drastically changed in the last month. What have you done? And I was thinking, I'm like, I hadn't changed anything. She said, are you still taking your Juice Plus? And it clicked. I wasn't. I kind of got lazy. I got busy and I stopped taking the products. And so I said to her, yeah, I stopped taking them. And she said to me, you need to start taking them again and come back to me in another month and let's see what your blood levels are saying in a month's time. A month later, and I rang my girlfriend. I'm like, oh my God, you will not believe this. They work. They freaking work. And so a month later, I went back and she's like, your levels are back again. And yeah, that's, for me, that's proof in the pudding. I feel amazing, but you know, my bloods were showing it too. So I feel so freaking grateful for this amazing products program, all of it, all of it. Thank you for listening to me share my story, and I'll go back to being a mama again.
Thanks, Tash. Yeah, she is seriously amazing. Like 3 kids in 4 years, and I will second with the glowing skin thing. I'm always like, Tash, seriously, like it's not fair. She's like, she looks amazing all the time. So I'm going to share with you guys really quickly a little bit about these nutrition products that we use. And like I said, I was already on them. So I got on them because I was like, you know what? I was a depleted second-time mama. Like I said, I was working my butt off trying to make ends meet and pay for our life. And I decided to get on them because it just made sense to me. I wasn't eating enough fruit and veg. I was rushing through the day. I just wasn't being mindful around my health like I normally was. And as a health coach, that's like the worst thing you can do. So the products are called Juice Plus. They come in fruit, veg, and berry capsules. They're literally condensed nutrition. So what the Juice Plus company does is they grow the products, they grow the actual foods until peak ripeness. They then pick them. It goes into like a machine that turns it into like a giant slushy. And then they dehydrate it at really low temperatures and pop it into a vegan soluble capsule. Now, the products are all vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO. So they totally aligned with my principles around health. And for me, it was just bridging the gap nutritionally between what I was doing and what I knew I should be doing. And just the catalyst for that, every day taking my Juice Plus, remembering to drink more water. I was prioritizing my sleep. I was moving better. Just that reminder every day to look after my health for me was such a game changer. Now, there's only a couple of products, and for all the mamas out there with kids who are a little bit older, we also have chewables in the fruit and veg flavor. So it's pretty much almost the exact same ingredients as this. It's made chewy using fruit pectins. And if you have a child between the ages of 4 and 18, you can actually get them the chewables for free for up to 4 years for your kids alongside your own order of fruit and veg. Now, this for me was a game changer because as much as we live in a healthy home, our kids are fussy. I don't know of anyone there who has the secret sauce having kids who eat plants all the time and don't ever complain about it. But my kids are fussy. Like they'll eat certain veggies, but they're definitely not getting the variety that I want to see going into their bodies. So we've had our kids on the free chewables for 4 years. My Harper has just turned 4. And she's on them now too, which is amazing. She's been eating them for longer, but she's got the free supply now. And it's amazing. They want to eat them. I noticed that they go for them in the fridge. And it just, for me, again, it's just that insurance policy that they're getting goodness in. Another product we have is an omega blend. This is really great. Again, it's a vegan product. I was taking fish oil before, but I was only taking it sometimes because I didn't like the aftertaste that I would have all day coming up the back of my throat from fish oil. But also I felt like I just wanted something that was cleaner and came from plants. I like to eat a lot of plants, and oiled fish just didn't really feel right to me. I don't know. I never really figured out how it was made, but it just didn't sit right for me. So finding a vegan alternative was great, especially because I know that omegas are so beneficial for mum brain. I don't know if anyone else here has mum brain. You know, when you forget what you're doing as you're doing it, or like you go to the grocery store and you're like, I don't even know why I'm here. And you go home and remember why you're there. And another product we have is our vegan complete protein. Now, these are not meal replacements because we are big advocates of healthy lifestyles. We don't believe that replacing food with a smoothie or a shake is the best idea, but it's a replacement for bad choices in my life. So in the afternoons when I've had a big night, my kids wake up at 4 a.m. most days. spots of fun. At 3 o'clock when you're like, I really feel like I could just do with a little sugar hit. These are amazing because they taste delicious. We say this is the chocolate paddle pop and this is the cake batter. They taste amazing, but also it gives me a hit of whole foods again. So it's made from real foods. When you look at the label has real food, which again, just aligned with my values around health. We actually make kids pancakes. They have smoothies as well. We make bliss balls and we make overnight oats with the protein for the kids, which was just a game changer for me. So we have these beautiful products and we have some gorgeous programs as well that just help you to stay in alignment with health. And as I said before, for me, I was sharing it naturally. I was like, people were seeing changes in me. I had just had a baby. I was stressed out of my mind, but somehow I was getting up at 4:30 and going to the gym because that was the time of day that I could go. And my friends and family were like, what on earth? And so I was sharing naturally. So I want to switch gears a little bit into the business side and have the amazing Beck share more about what it is we do with the business here, because, as much as being healthy is fun, being wealthy is really fun also. So Beck, I am going to spotlight you and I would love for you to share your story and a bit more about the business side of this.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited to share about money. Like, honestly, I get so excited when it comes to income. I am a solo mama, so I am the sole income provider for all my family. It's just myself and my little daughter. Please excuse if you can hear my dryer in the background. The perks of working from home, you can do your washing during the day, which I absolutely love. And I'm getting paid to do my washing. Don't tell anyone, it's my secret. But my name is Beck, and essentially a few years ago, I was actually working full-time as a project manager for a construction company, and I was working 40 hours a week. I had to go back to full-time work when my daughter was 4.5 months old, and my mum was able to look after her for a few months, and then when she hit 7 months old, I had to go and put her into daycare, and that in itself was absolutely awful. Financially, we were struggling, and so every single morning I would drop my daughter off to daycare and I would walk in, and as soon as I would walk into the first gate and log her in the keypad, she, being a 7-month-old, for my mamas, you guys know the little babies, they're like little koalas, right? They just cling onto your chest. She would be on my chest as I was signing her in, and then she would just start to quiver and shake, and I absolutely knew that it was going to be a really difficult drop off. And so I would walk through the next few gates, and the moment I would step into her classroom, like the moment, she would scream horrifically as if someone was hurting her. And the educators would run over, they would try and, take her off me and comfort her and calm her down. And I would leave that room with my baby's cries in the background, knowing that I could not do anything about it and I just had to go to work. And there was so many mornings where I would run through all the gates and I would just sit in my car and I would cry and cry and cry. And one day after, sitting in my car for a good 15 minutes before work crying, I decided enough was enough and I was going to try and change my future and where I was going. And so I went to my boss that afternoon and I said, hey, can I just cut like 1 hour a day? Like, that's it, just 1 hour. Financially, I couldn't afford to cut a lot. So I said to him 1 hour or maybe one day. And he said, I'm sorry, Beck, but we don't do part-time here. We only do full-time. Otherwise, you're going to have to look for our work elsewhere. I'd been with that company for 5 years and I was a creature of habit, so I decided to settle and stay. And a few months went by, my daughter turned 1, and then I was sitting at my desk one morning and I got a ping on my emails, and it was a little update from Kindy with what the kids had gotten up to for the day. And I opened up my emails and there it was. There it was, a photo of my daughter taking her first steps at Kindy, and I was not there to witness that moment. I wasn't there to congratulate her, and I get goosebumps and I get so emotional thinking about it. I was not there to congratulate her. I wasn't at the end of that corridor throwing her in the air saying, I am so proud of you. I wasn't there to catch her if she fell. What if she fell and hit her face? I wasn't there to catch her. Someone else was. And still to this day, I have a photo of that memory. Like that memory for me is me sitting at my desk opening an email. That's not a memory of me cheering my baby on or being there to catch her if she falls. So, shortly after that, I knew that I had to make a change. And so I come across this online business for the second time. I was a skeptic for 6 months beforehand, and I said no because I didn't believe that people could actually be successful at these things. And I sat and watched for 6 months, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to give it a go. And shortly after that, I become a single mum. So here I was, a single mum, but this business saved me. I was able to, financially provide for myself and my daughter. Everything that I own is without debt, and everything that I pay for is in cash because of my business, which I absolutely love and adore. And, I have not had to work a 9 to 5 now for over 2 years. So I don't miss out on moments with my little one, and we get to do fun things. The other week I took her to the Sunshine Coast for a long weekend. I was like, come on, that's it, we're going away, pack your bag, pack a suitcase, and off we trotted, which was really cool. And we don't have to report to anyone, which is fantastic. So I am here to share about the fun stuff, the money. And that's what excites me, from someone that was literally broke, living paycheck to paycheck, asking my dad to pay my rent so I wasn't evicted. This is the stuff that really excites me. And as women, we don't talk enough about money when we really should. So today, or for the next 12 days, we are having a little flash sale, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So drop in the chat, how much do you think it would cost to open up a franchise? I want to know. I'm just curious. Like, to open up a franchise business, how much money do you think that you would be investing? 100K, 150,000 plus 250? Yes. Yep. There's some big numbers. Yeah, F45, 350,000. Looks like you're onto it. You've had a look at that. 100,000, 100%. It's a lot of an investment. And to open traditional business, you are expected to go without 2 years of actually getting an ROI, so a return on investment. So, with our beautiful business model, what I love is the investment here for the next 12 days only, okay? It's normally $165, but we are mad. We're mad over here, and we want to see you guys get ahead. So it's only $55 if you're in Australia. If you're in New Zealand, it's $57.50 to start your business, to start your health and wellness business, which is absolutely insane. With this, you get training, you get mentorship, you get your own website, you have a head office that can deal with your customers, send out all the products so you're not touching any sort of thing, which is what I absolutely love. And you get access to this beautiful community that you're witnessing right now. So we have a beautiful saying here, and it's, in order to get what you want in life, you need to help others get what they want in life. And we truly stand by that. So we get paid in 6 different ways, but today I'm only going to go through 3 because I really don't want to overwhelm you. So the first 3 is what we're going to go through. So the first way that we get paid is our retail profit. So you make retail profit on every single customer order that you gain. And then as you hit certain promotions, it goes up in commissions. So when you start out on 10%, then it goes up to 25%, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know who makes 25% commissions back on sales, which is absolutely huge here. And then you also, when you hit promotions, you not only do you get a commission increase, you actually get a bonus as well. So every single promotion that you hit gets a bonus. I don't know about you guys, but I never received a bonus in my 9 to 5, like never. So when I heard that you could get bonuses here, I was like, this is crazy. Probably why I didn't believe in it for a really long time. I was like, who gets paid bonuses in life? Because I wasn't, okay? And I worked really hard for my old employer. Let me tell you, I was a good employee. So what the bonuses look like, essentially, it kind of looks like a little staircase. Now, everyone starts here. We all have the same training. We all have the same supplements. We all have the same mentorship, leadership. It's all the same. And it's up to you as to how far you want to get up, okay? We don't push this business on you. We're not here trying to outrun you or pull you. We work at the pace that you want to work at, and we work within the goals that you set for yourself. So essentially, when you're starting out, you can actually tap into a bonus within the first 10 days of business. And so, this startup fee of $55, well, if you get 3 orders, one of them including your own, thereabouts, you can tap into a $150 bonus within 10 days, okay? Now, little secret, with commissions, you're looking at about $300 within 10 days. So that little investment here, you get that back and some, okay? Like, can someone say shopping trip? Because I want to come with. Like, let's go spend some money. Yeah, let's drop some bags, okay? And as the bonuses go up, they just absolutely increase. It goes up to, we've got like $2,000 bonuses. We've got so many different bonuses, but at the end of the day, the top bonus, and this is a bonus that that we see our leadership team hit all the time. So this bonus is open to everyone. I know of a few people on this call that have hit this bonus. I won't mention names because you might want to roll them for their cash. But anyway, the top bonus that you can get here is a $30,000 bonus, which blows my mind. That was literally half of my wage when I was working a 9 to 5. So the fact that I can get that in just a bonus alone and keep every other 5 ways that we get paid is absolutely game changing. So that is a little bit about how we get paid. So I'm going to pass it on to the beautiful Beck.
Hey guys, I'm Beck Craig. I'm also in pink, like Beck Hibbard. Thank you so much for sharing. I love how we get paid. I'm just going to share a little bit really quickly, guys, about how my business journey has, gone from where we were and where we are. Before obviously joining this business, we had a traditional business. My husband and I would power struggle, but we owned a coffee shop together, and we owned it. We owned one on the Sunshine Coast, had an amazing business. It was great return, all this sort of stuff, and decided that we would do it again in Newcastle. It was a flop. Like, it was one of those flop failure businesses. And I was pregnant at the time. And basically I was looking for some products to help my health and wellness. I stumbled across an Instagram post from Miss Simpson. Basically, I was like, I don't know this influencer from a bar of soap, but she has great hair. Let's do it. Let's sign up. It cost me $165 at the time to sign up, but I made some money back on my product. Basically, my life was a complete shit show at this point in time. It was chaos. My husband and I were fighting consistently about money. I had just given birth. We were working 7 days a week, hardcore 7 days a week, and literally going backwards every single day in our business because it just wasn't, we didn't have the customers coming in. I literally had enough. Like, I was like, are you serious? Like, I just don't want to be in this position anymore. I'm going to try this online thing. I've got 2 kids at home. I don't want to give up my time with them. I want to be a mum with my kids until the first 12 months. But I was sick of like that sacrifice. And then 2 weeks into that, basically my husband was diagnosed with a cancer in his elbow. And I just went, nah, that's it. Like, line in sand. Like, what if something happens? Like, honestly, what if something happens to him, to my kid? Like, and I'm left here with 2 kids. Like, I had no backup plan. And it wasn't because I was stupid. It wasn't because I wasn't hardworking. It was just because we simply didn't have enough time. We didn't have enough clarity around like how to get ahead and do that, all that sort of stuff. And that's what this business has given me. Not only have I been able to obviously create a paycheck that has replaced me going back to a job because we weren't going to have another traditional business, but it's allowed us to have choices. And I'm not talking just like choices on what car I'm going to buy, but when my husband has gone back into, he's well now and everything's fine. And he was well during the whole process, but we had to, sit down and really think about what we were doing and whether or not it was actually supporting our values. Last year, we had a lot of stuff going on. We thought there might be something coming back in his elbow. And after really working hard at this business for those first 18 months, last year, we had to go to appointments. I don't know if you guys know, but you're basically going at the drop of a hat. If you had, it's stressful not knowing when you're going or when someone's going to call you or anything like that. Doctor-wise, it's literally just, you've got to be in Brisbane in 2 days' time, and you've got to drop everything. We didn't have the added expectations from bosses and things like that to have conversations going, you can't go. I remember sitting in a cubicle last time we were in Brisbane, listening to the people next to us, and the doctor telling somebody they needed 4 months off to recover. And the 60-year-old woman wife saying to him, well, he can't, he has to go back to work. Otherwise we don't get paid. And this supported us during COVID when everyone else was stressed out and uncertain. We had this because we created it ourselves. Now I get to like call my husband on the way home. Don't worry, guys, we still fight every day. But I get to call my husband, and now it's kind of like he kind of like just does it naturally. When I'm coming home from like the grocery store, he's at the car helping me bring the grocery bags in. I don't know about you guys, but it's those little small things that reduce the stress in our lives every single day. And my husband's very committed to keeping stress in our home very low because of obviously, the C-bomb, the cancer word. And at the end of the day, we get one life here. You get one choice. And I'm not saying that network marketing might be for everybody, but this business will give you choices. It will give you a resource. If you want to do this and you have someone that's invited you here today or you're watching the recording,
talk to them and get some clarity around that, what this could be for you. Get your questions answered and just think like, what if it actually could create the income? What if I didn't have to have that conversation? My thing was, I didn't want to have that conversation with Aaron and be like, what job am I going to go get? I was like, hell no, I'm making enough money to prove that this is the thing that I'm going to do. And moving forward, it's been able to support me, and he's off my back for having to go get another job. He probably wants me out of the house half the time, but the abundance and the manifesting and the friendships and so many amazing things inside this business. I know you've probably heard it all before, but get your questions answered. Who knows, like it could be the stars aligning for you like it did for us, and, you know, have a chat to somebody that's invited you here so you can actually actually learn what this is, because it's probably really different to what you think it actually is and how you get paid and things like that. So that's it for me. Bye.
Beck, you're amazing. Your story is always so amazing. I think you make me cry every single time. And also other Beck, we had Beck squared on today. They made me cry. And the reason that I get emotional about this is because I know the struggle that it is for so many mums. We spend a part of our adult life creating careers or being financially independent. And then we get to do the most beautiful thing. We get to have babies and we get to be mamas. And sometimes the financial stress and fear can really take over those joyful times. I know that it did for me. And my ex-husband and I decided to no longer be married. And as we were going through all of the divorce and everything, I realized that he had triple the super that I had. And that scared me. That really scared me, because if I didn't have this, if I didn't have something that I was working towards, creating an income that can pay me for the rest of my life, I can give my kids this business when I go. I can pass them the income that comes in every month when I go one day. And little things like that. And, he moved to New York for a year after we broke up, and my kids emotionally went through a hard time. And I know that if I had to get a job in those times, because he couldn't afford to, I didn't have the luxury of him paying me anything. If he left and I was left to sort myself out. And if I didn't have this, I would have had to have got a job. And emotionally, that time for my kids was so hard. They missed their dad. They were confused, and I got to take days off. I got to pull my eldest out of school when she was suffering and just fill up her cup and be with her. And so I just want you to ask yourself the question of, what is your plan? Are you happy with life and where it is right now? And if that's great, yes, I'm so happy for you. But do you know what your future holds? Do you know what is going to be for you? Do you know what's going to give you the opportunity to have everything that you've wanted to have? And if there is something you're struggling with, then what's your plan? Because you were led to get onto this call, whether you're here live or watching a recording, you were led here for a reason. And this share, all of the people that shared, none of us had time. We all had a million reasons why this wouldn't work. I was trying to run a business on my own, and I had a newborn, and I was going through so much when I started this, but it was those stolen moments where I worked on creating my future in amongst the chaos. And I'm so glad that I did, because now I don't miss those magic moments, and I get to help other mamas to do that. There are so many people out there that want to be healthier and happier, and we get to teach them how to do that. We get to learn from people who have done the juggle as well. So just trust you're here, trust what you're hearing. Ask yourself, what is it to lose? It's $50. And I don't know about you guys, but every so often I go into Kmart and I spend about 4 times that on I don't even know what. I walk out of that place and I've got this shopping cart full of stuff that I apparently need, and I get home and I'm like, I don't know what I bought, but it's $50 plus GST. It's such a beautiful investment in yourself, in your future, and it's a way that you get to help other people just like you. So do it for your future and your babies. I hope that all of you get to look at your kids when they're older and they know that you did this for them, that you didn't let fear stop you from having everything that they want, everything that you want. So thank you guys so much for being here, for listening, for being open. I really appreciate it, everyone who's commenting, and please reach out to the person who sent you here, who got you here, and get your questions answered today. Bye guys.